One Team Media.
We showed you what the GOAT was last year when we beat y'all 50-7.
Let's go! One team!
Relax, big boy.
Team One Podcast.
Team One Podcast?
One Team One Podcast?
Yeah, they did a good job.
Really good job.
Yeah. Why is he so fat?
One Team One Podcast. One Team One Podcast. One Team One Podcast.
One
Team One Podcast.
What's up, guys? Matt and Jack here. One Team One Podcast.
Yes,
back
sir.
to you again. We had a little glitch there.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
all right.
little jolt
Come
to
on.
the system.
Come on.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
baby.
you never know. Y'all are coming in hot and heavy today. So y'all
Who's
just
that?
had you,
Oh,
William,
yeah,
and
with
Cole.
Radius, right.
So y'all had the other podcast.
We just recorded. We did. So we didn't know if we were going to be able to record this week.
Okay.
And then this got pushed back to 8. And I was like, let's record right now.
Perfect.
And that we did. And
So-
we did some pizza rankings.
Oh.
And now,
And
and now they went to go get pizza from Gaddy's because that made Cole's top 5 pizzas in Baton Rouge.
That's ridiculous.
because he's stupid. And he said it had sentimental value or something.
No, that's ridiculous. I've eaten more Mr. Gaddy's in my lifetime than he ever has, and it's not in my top 12.
Who would be your top 5 pizzas in Baton Rouge?
Top 5 pizzas.
Just spitting off the dome.
All right, so Roca,
Is that 1?
probably close to it.
Oh, man. Okay. That's my 4.
Rotolo's Craft and Crust.
Okay. That was my 5.
That was your 5.
Mm-hmm.
Fleur de Lis's got to be up there.
Fleur de Lis is my 1.
I don't know if it's my 1.
It's my 1.
I know. I know.
It's just so good.
You know what's really good? City Slice
Okay.
on Chimes.
I actually haven't been since they got new management.
And then Schlitz and Giggles for me.
Schlitz and Giggles was my 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm good. I'm good.
We got a similar top 5.
But this asshole has Mr. Gaddy's?
said like something about his birthday parties used to be there. or
Well,
some
my
shit.
birthday parties used to be at McDonald's.
I said my birthday parties were at Chuck E. Cheese, and they're not even in my top 15. So there you go.
Red Zeppelin. Yeah, somebody
Red
in the
Zeppelin
chat.
was my.
I am
William had them number 1. Actually,
I'm not as big of a Red Zeppelin fan.
Okay, here's my thing with Fleur de Lis. They don't want you to like their pizza. They do everything they can to make you just go away.
Yeah, they don't want you to. They don't want. They only pay cash.
Only cash, no delivery. They won't.
Yeah,
They won't work with delivery sites.
they flick their ashes in the sauce.
Yeah, they do all that.
I think that makes it
but
better.
the problem is their pizza is so good that they're trying to go out of business.
Yeah.
I think.
So Showbiz Pizza for the win.
Chat's blowing up.
Yeah, pizza, man. Everybody go. These fucking guys go crazy with pizza.
Look, we just did a full pizza review, so go listen to Radius whenever.
Radius
we drop
podcast on One Team Media.
Yep.
That'll be on our Spotify,
It'll be
right?
on our Spotify
Okay.
or Apple Music, whatever you listen to.
All right, so big show tonight. We have
Showbiz Pizza
John Peterson. I almost said pizza. John Pizza.
John Pizza.
John Peterson, former LSU golfer. He was actually literally in Knoxville this past weekend. So we're going to talk to John Peterson about that experience. We're going to talk to him about some baseball and football, obviously, but we'll also talk to him about the U.S. Open coming up this weekend. So really great weekend, man. This is
fun.
I know this is LSU was, we would love them to be in the College World Series, but I feel like they made it further than what anybody could ever imagine. But
I think we've all had our heads wrapped around this team not going to Omaha for 4 months.
when they were 1-8,
Right,
I was like,
exactly.
"Oh, this isn't a good team." Actually, before that, I remember having Ben McDonald on before SEC came, and Ben McDonald was like, "Whoo, the pitching! Just wait, the pitching in the SEC is going to be killer." And sure enough, and I just didn't think we were going to have the hitting, and we never really did. But all right, so the big news.
I'd rather talk about pizza than Mike Bianco.
yeah, that's about right. That's perfect, Travis. Mike Bianco. I mean, what else can we say? All right, what's the count on how many guys Moscona has whiffed on with the coaching search? Another guy that's whiffed, and I want to get him on. He's a great guy. It's Kendall Rogers with D1 Baseball.
Has he whiffed on it?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
And we
it's the same thing as saying that we whiffed, though.
We try to I just want to let everybody know what I hear. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to report breaking news or anything like that. I just want to I want to be the message board that you don't have to pay for. You follow us and I'll give you the information that I hear.
Here's the only mistake I think we made is that we said, okay, this guy's going to be the head coach.
Well,
what we should have said maybe
O'Sullivan,
is yeah, right, exactly. What we maybe should say is it's definitely heading towards that.
Yes.
I think that's how people should take our tweets, actually.
Yes.
So I think it's on them.
Yeah. Okay. Holy calm down. The O'Sullivan was that's Woody's guy. I was told that's Woody's guy. He's okay with the baggage. And when it came to it, Richard Lipsy said, "Nope, we're not going to do that, Woody." And Woody said, "Okay, I'm with you." Mm-hmm. Now it's seeming like the Pat Casey stuff just seemed like a complete smokescreen. And it's hard for me to say smokescreen because you did bring the guy in and all that kind of stuff, but it got leaked out to the media that Pat Casey was going to be a guy that they're interested in, and LSU leaked it out. Kendall Rogers reports it and took the bait on it. And I think a few guys did. And that's why I'm like, I don't understand. I don't necessarily understand why LSU would have done that. Only that I think there's a section of LSU guys that are, I guess, powerful enough to make these decisions.
Yeah.
There's a guy. There's our pizza guys right here.
Pizza
we got
guys.
Mr. Gaddy. We got the top 5 Mr. Gaddy's pizza coming in.
You missed
right
it. We
here,
just
right?
shat on Gaddy's pizza.
Number 2. Jesus, you guys need to grow up.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so let's get back to
just Cole's fault.
All right, so Pat Casey was
Camera's right there, by the way.
Yeah, was the guy that Kendall Rogers was talking about. But he said, he's one of the top guys. LSU fed that information, and I think it's because somebody in that LSU faction wanted Pat Casey. I don't think Woodward did. Mm-hmm. Woodward leaks it out to the media. Do what?
Switch the camera real quick.
Oh, okay. You want me to switch it off of these assholes?
Yeah, just I don't like having William in the shot. Really, I just don't think he deserves it.
They may be in this one too. So let's see.
He's even
Yeah,
more.
they're
in
right
this
there. Yeah. So look, you're gonna see these a-holes. We can do that though. See?
one. Oh, there you
Look
go.
at
Get him out of there.
So all right, LSU leaked it out.
Yeah.
And I think it's because somebody in LSU wanted Casey. Woodward didn't want Casey.
Yeah.
Leaks it out. Obviously, it's a firestorm. Nothing happens because of it. And I feel like there's a lot of people playing against each other. The Mike Bianco stuff seems like it's similar. It's this was after the Hold the Rope documentary. Everybody comes in town. Mike Bianco's there.
Yeah.
Everybody's there, and it's a big Mike Bianco party. And talk about the worst thing if they could have done that after the season,
Right.
because that was a firestorm for Paul Maneri too, because everybody was
Right.
like, man, y'all are like loving this pizza, bro.
Number 2.
That's ridiculous.
You had it. I thought you had it 4.
No, I had it too.
Okay. Let's get back to it. I know they're just
These
like
guys are the fuck-
they're like, oh, this is the best pizza ever. Birthday parties. So, all right. So now the Bianco stuff is coming out, and I think it's Skip and all the former players want Bianco. You hear Todd Walker was
Right.
on. I heard him on the Ronnie Rants.
He blatantly said.
First of all, let's talk about
That's
how
wild.
good AFR was today with Ronnie Rants as the host.
I didn't listen.
So much better. Just
Really?
replace him.
Really? Yeah.
Ronnie Rants is so much better. He had Todd Walker, Warren Morris, David DeLucci.
Wow.
He had
Fuck
a huge cast
That's
on
awesome.
today, and they were all talking about Bianco or
That's
whatever.
awesome.
Todd Walker, of course, wants Mike Bianco, and Todd Walker wants to be the hitting
He
coach.
said he'll be the hitting coach.
Like,
I mean, right when he said that, I was like, all right, I'm on board with Bianco now. Or Bianco.
yes,
What is it, Bianco or Bianco?
Bianco, Mike
Okay,
Bianco.
I've been saying Bianco, so
Yeah, so you're right. So catcher for Ben McDonald. Ben
Sure.
McDonald's going to stump for him. You know he will.
definitely. And
Um,
McDonald pitching coach.
there was a report that somebody just tagged me on Twitter
What's that?
saying I think it was from an Ole Miss 247
Okay.
report that Bianco would prefer to stay at Ole Miss, is what it was said. I don't know exactly how true that is or anything like that, but that's what they're saying, which is kind of like I don't know what to believe with that at all.
Sure.
And I don't know how much to believe with this is like, okay, how much of this is LSU putting out there to dodge, deflect, and maybe their guy's still in the College World Series. And if their guy is in the College World Series, I think it's Tony Vitello.
Oh.
Yes. Speaking
You
of
still
Tony
think that's
Vitello.
on the table?
I was told that a lot of this was smoke screens and that we've already talked to Vitello. There was already a number dropped. Out of good faith, Vitello did not take an extension
And that
offer
number
from
was
Tennessee.
1.8, right?
1.8.
Yeah.
He was offered 1.5 at Tennessee. Tennessee wanted him to sign immediately.
Okay.
And he said, let's just wait till the end of the season. I want to play it out. Let's see what happens at the end of the season.
Sure.
And that was a good faith to Scott Woodward. The problem that LSU is going to have is, okay, you're going to wait, 2 weeks to make a hire here?
Sure.
And Vitello could still tell you no.
Yeah.
So are you going to go back to Bianco at that point? Like, are you just going to be left out to dry here? And
Yeah.
I think they're trying to save
Definitely possible.
face too.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of it too. All right. So a couple of things.
Someone
Jude,
was.
Jude's here. Let's get to some of our sponsors too. Bank of England Mortgage. You guys see them here at the bottom of the screen. Patrick Michelson at Bank of England Mortgage. Give him a call. Any kind of quote you want on refis, purchases. Those guys are the real deal. So call Patrick at Bank of England Mortgage. He can help you out. River City Total Maintenance. Lucas Ragusa, he's going to come back on next week. I'm going to get him back on. We'll talk to him about some football because we wanted to get some football ramped up here. River City Total Maintenance, they handle not just AC work, guys, and he's blowing up. He called me the other day, and his it's not good. You're eating the pizza, and it's terrible.
It's
Just cardboard.
just.
Okay. Yeah. So River City's Total Maintenance handle AC, but his phone was ringing off the hook the other day when I talked to him. Now they not only do AC work, they also do electrical and some plumbing as well. So, but North Shore, New Orleans area, give those guys a call. Relief Pools, that is Ben Landry at Relief Pools, also super busy right now. So give him a call, get on the books for Relief Pools. He's knocking out pools like every day, bro. So y'all need to give him a call, especially for the summer months. It is 90 freaking degrees outside. So give him a call. Last but not least, Fred's. Our guys, Fred's over there. We were at Fred's this past weekend. We had a great time. William had a really good time. Did you get laid that night? No? Okay. You had your Dylan Cruz jersey on. You were rocking it, man. So Fred's over there. Go talk to our guys over there. Get you a screwdriver. They'll hook you up. Tell them that One Team, One Podcast brought you. I bet you they give you a free drink. So,
dude, they have massive screwdrivers too.
They're huge.
That one guy that we interviewed, it was on the
I saw that on the video.
It was on the Final Cut.
That's right.
That thing was massive.
Last but not least, all right, let's bring on our guy, John Peterson, the legend of bogeys in Baton Rouge as well.
Wow.
So, yes.
Wow.
Old school
The
days.
legend of bogeys. Wow.
That's right.
What an honor. Yeah, great
So
to be
you
with
just wrapped up your podcast, right? So For the People, tell us about it.
All right. So I have a little podcast here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's
A little
called For the
podcast.
People.
Modest, a little, it's only like number 3 on the rankings or something like that.
Yeah, we have a little podcast called For the People. We basically bring on what we think, which is, the common thought of who is a man of the people on the PGA Tour. And we try to pick guys that you'd want to sit down and drink at bogeys with. And that's who we have on. We're not going to have on Bubba Watson. We're not going to have on Billy Horschel. We don't want those guys. We had Sam Burns last week.
Yeah.
Who I've been to bogeys with. We've had, we had Kevin Kisner the week before him. We had Harry Higgs the week before him. So just men of the people. And it went great. We had Steven Yeager. He's leading the Korn Ferry Tour money list this year, and he'll be on tour next year. I have a long history with Steven. We played each other in match play at the U.S. Amateur at Erin Hills. God, when was that? 2011. But I brought that up because I whipped his ass on 18, and credit to me for being very good at golf back then. But that's pretty much it. It went really well. It's an hour, and we'll drop it tomorrow.
Awesome, man. So there was some controversy on the Korn Ferry this past week, right? Did y'all talk about that today?
Oh, you bet we did.
Was there a literal fist fight on the Korn Ferry tour? Is that what I hear?
Yes, you're correct.
Do you know these guys personally?
No, this was a Monday qualifier. Okay, this was a kid who averaged 76 at his little college he played at, and his dad runs a hedge fund up there and wherever, and so this kid had no business being in this Monday qualifier. But anyway, he starts spraying it all over the course, and the other kid playing with him got frustrated because he'd been playing all right. And if you play golf, it's tough to play with someone who's hitting it like shit everywhere.
Sure.
But this kid's spraying it everywhere. And his dad's, looking for his balls, all this stuff. The other kid doesn't help him look for their ball after like the 15th hole, right? So they get to the next tee box, and the kid and his dad are like, "Hey, why didn't you help us look for the ball back there? You could have helped us look." And the kid looks back and says, "Well, you could have hit it straighter."
Oh, baby. That's a good one.
And so a fist fight ensues, right? And it's golf. It's golf too. This is golf. So someone calls the cops, and we have an arrest made for someone. You probably just slapping each other on the face, but
yeah. Why are you scratching me like that?
Exactly. Yeah, but actually, somebody did say that father was chasing the other kid with a club.
No shit.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. So, that was a story that I wanted to ask you because I didn't know all the details. I knew you would know the details.
I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, I read a little bit and I was like, okay, I'm not even going to read the rest. I know I'm going to get the real story here.
Yeah.
All right. You were in Knoxville this past weekend. You just decided to make a random trip to Knoxville for the LSU baseball super regional, correct?
That's right.
So how was it? Because all I know from my Twitter account is that it was probably bad. And that a lot of people had bad experiences. I don't imagine you as ever having a bad experience somewhere, but there was a lot of stories about bad experiences. And it just looked like Tennessee fans don't know how to handle themselves. Would that be correct?
That's it. So what happened? All right, I went in there with a couple guys that are way up on the TEF donor list. These guys are, you know, I am a small. I'm a peasant compared to these guys on the TEF list. So us three of us, right? And we went in there. They're older guys. These guys in their 50s, and they had you know, I'd stayed with them during golf tournaments and stuff at their house. They had one of them lived there in Knoxville. So big LSU people, like big LSU people. So we get into the game, and we're both hammered. Everybody's hammered. I was drunk before I left DFW. Like, I met an LSU fan in the bar before I got on the plane, and we started at 6 a.m. Like, we were ready to go. And then they delayed us, so we got drinks on the plane. Anyway, by the time we got to Knoxville, we were ready to go. It was like noon. And the game was a 3 o'clock game, the first game. We get our tickets, and we're starting to walk to the stadium. And they've got a cute little stadium. It's about, you know, 4,000 people. It
looked like a correctional facility is what I said on Twitter.
Yeah, it's very cute, quaint place. But we're walking to the stadium from this little garage deal, and we're way outnumbered. I mean, there's hardly any LSU fans there that I can tell. I mean, there wasn't that many. And we start hearing chants and look over, and there's just a bunch of college kids just looking at us yelling, "Fuck you, LSU." And that's fine. We get that. Like, I'm an SEC fan. I've been to a lot of ballparks. I've been to a lot of ball games, seen a lot of opposing fans. That's fine. All right. We lose the game, and we're walking out. Same thing. Like, we've lost, and we didn't lose. We got boat raced. We got boat raced in both games. So we're walking out, and stuff's just start landing on us. Like, we don't know where it's coming from. There's 3 of us, and there's 500 of them. And we're walking out. Stuff starts landing on us. Kids are coming up to our face. I'm talking a foot, 2 feet in front of us, and yelling, "Fuck you, LSU," to our face after they've beaten us.
This is the second game. This is the second game.
I have never in my life seen an opposing fan base. And I've been to College Station when we lost in a million overtimes. I was at Alabama when we beat them in 11 in the kicking game. Like, I've never seen in my life a fan base, and I'm used to it, as bad as that one.
And never at a that was my argument. Never at a baseball game.
Right.
No.
Never have I ever seen fans act like that at a baseball game.
It's a different crowd, right?
Yeah, football and baseball are just completely different crowds. It goes back to, you know, this is a team, this is a school that has not been good at a lot of things in a long time, probably since Pat Summitt women's basketball. And it's like they don't know how to handle success. And with it being baseball first, they're a football school. They just don't know how to do it. And it just goes back to that, and they're so defensive about it too. When you try to call them out on it, like, you know, they're the first thing they say is, "Oh, well, suck that tiger dick, bitch," or whatever. And I'm like, no, I said, look, I said, here's the difference. When I say suck that tiger dick, bitch, I'm talking about all of you. When you say fuck you, you're talking about that one person. So I'm trying to be all inclusive, you know.
Right. Well, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, they know that. They know that. And they haven't been good or relevant at any sport in years. So they're going to take full advantage of it. And they did, dude. I mean, it was to our face. There were rumors about dog shit being thrown on players while they're getting in the bus. I don't know if that was true. I don't know if that was verified. The bus had to be cleared. I was there when they booed Maneri. Like, this is a legend. This is a college baseball legend. The man has won 1,500 baseball games in his career. And his last game is in your stadium. That is something that you should remember, be proud of, and you're booing him. It was just a terrible look for their fans. I wasn't surprised, but man, it was a tough weekend. The hardest part of the weekend was walking to the car back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand the angst. And LSU fans, we were even lucky to be there, and I think that was probably the thoughts on everybody's mind going into the weekend was like, you know, we almost got beat in Oregon, so like it was one of our worst teams in 14 years. You know, going there, just getting there was probably good enough, and they thought it was the damn Super Bowl. So, whatever.
It was weird, right?
It was
just
very
like,
strange.
We were happy to be there. They were like, they thought this was a rivalry.
They're still
or something.
tweeting us.
Yeah, they still are. Right?
And I'm like, y'all should be concentrating on Omaha.
John, I've muted so many accounts since you recommended
Yes,
that.
you recommended that to Jack. And
I think I've muted like 40 accounts.
It was
since
mute
you said
season.
and there's just something about someone else when they're angry at you tweeting into a black hole that just was so satisfying.
Right, absolutely. All right, so a lot of baseball chatter, and you were probably with some big wigs this weekend. Any talks on coaching? And I know Mike Bianco's name was probably floated, and I'm sure Tony Vitalo's name was probably talked about a good bit this weekend, right?
Yeah, they both were. Godwin's got to be. It's my favorite. I don't know about y'all. I hope we get Godwin. The guy at what he's done at East Carolina. He made Omaha with Ole Miss when he was assistant there too.
Right.
He's got Omaha experience. I think how many supers does he have? 3 or 4 at East Carolina, and then 8 regionals. I mean, the guy's 43, right? He's not old. He's got a long runway, and I think he'd appreciate the job as bad as that. I think he'd appreciate the job more than Bianco would. But yeah, Vitello was brought up as well, and he's just so full of piss and vinegar that I just don't know if he fits the LSU mold.
Yeah, and I thought about that a lot. Just exactly what you just said with Vitello. How much of that is because the Tennessee fan base is so childish?
Dicks.
And how much does that come across that way? Like if, we have Will Wade, who a lot of people say the same thing about with Will Wade. And I absolutely love Will Wade and everything like that. But I don't know how much of that it would carry over.
About Will Wade too.
Yeah. And we have a Class C fan base, and somebody like that just energizing. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that too, but I don't know. I saw some of the antics, and I've seen that this year with Vitalo, especially even with the Arkansas stuff where he got in Dave Van Horn's face for crying out loud. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I think the difference is that we have 6 national championships. We are the college baseball program that every coach wants to be at, and this guy, he's not a Skip Bertman. Skip Bertman never got out of the dugout. He coached from the dugout, just like Maneri did. Maneri was I think Woodward is a great AD though. Woodward is not Joe Oliva either. Right. So it wouldn't surprise me for Woodward to hire.
Well, and that's been the talk here is Woodward playing PR games differently than we even realize. Where is he floating guys out there that he knows aren't going to be good PR candidates like Pat Casey? He's floating them out there just to kind of get everybody talking about somebody else while he's really behind the scenes working on something else. It sounds really great, and it sounds like he could be a genius. But at the end of the day, or is it just like things just aren't running the way it should be still?
Right. Or is it just that everything always gets leaked at LSU?
I think that's probably the case too.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of it. Yeah.
But I mean, going back to Godwin, if it was Godwin or Bianco, I would assume something would happen tomorrow. Like if it lasts until the end of the week, I don't know what we're waiting for. And if we're waiting, I would assume that we're just waiting till the end of the College World Series or somebody else to be available to talk to them. And then the fallback would be Godwin or Bianco. And I just don't know if that's the case or not.
So what I have heard and what I have,
you're pulling up a text right now. You're pulling up a text, and so you're like, what I've heard, it's literally been texted to me.
Yeah. Right. So what I'm looking at right here is that Godwin is interviewing tomorrow.
Oh,
really? Okay.
All right. Let's post that out. Jude, I need you to, or somebody get on the
Godwin is interviewing tomorrow. So
Godwin is interviewing tomorrow. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That could be bad information, but that is about the best. That is about the best source that I could pick from LSU. So
per the People podcast, Cliff Godwin is interviewing tomorrow. We're going to put it out there. I hope you're not afraid of that heat.
Have you listened to our shit?
Yeah, that's right. We're not either. So
Never.
All right, so LSU football. Let's switch gears a little bit. What are your thoughts this year? I mean, so going from 2019 to 2020, obviously disaster. Now it feels like everything's back to normal. 2021. What are you thinking? Big things, right? I would hope.
I am thinking big things. The thing that worries me is we have another quarterback race, and it seems like the only year that we haven't ever had a quarterback race was 2019. And it seems like every year when this time of the year rolls around, we have a quarterback race. And how many great teams have a quarterback race in the middle of the summer? Not a bunch. Like Nick Saban seems to know who his quarterback is by July every year.
Yeah.
But LSU, it seems like, oh, shit, well, Miles might get some reps. And then if he does shitty, then, Max will come in. Or I'm glad TJ Finley left, honestly, because that's another guy we don't have to have compete for the spot. But this is standard LSU football, in my opinion. We just don't have a concrete quarterback this year. Maybe we will in a couple months, but I'd like to see that spot cemented before July. I mean, in a couple weeks, I'd love to see them be like, all right, I don't care if it's Miles or Max, either one. I think they both are great, but just make the damn decision, a month before the season starts, like we did in 19.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think at LSU we're so accustomed to thinking that quarterback battles are bad because it's always between two shitty quarterbacks. But I think this year it's actually between two good quarterbacks.
That's true.
That's why I think it's actually a good problem to have. You have two guys that I'm very confident with.
The only concern that we've had, and we've talked to Charles Hannegriff about this a few times too,
right,
about if, say, Max Johnson is the guy, and you came out right now and you said, hey, Max Johnson is our number one quarterback, would Miles Brennan transfer? And if he does transfer, you're left with two scholarship quarterbacks at this point, with barely no time to really fill that gap. And there was a thought that we could come out with Miles and Max at the very beginning of the season, and then it just goes into Max, and it's more for a roster management deal than anything else. You could keep your three quarterbacks on the roster because he's not going to leave probably after the season starts. Miles would, but I think if you go too early, and I think the consensus with a lot of us is that it's going to be Max.
Yeah.
I think that he's got the team around him, and he's got a lot of confidence with the team. Jude is over there. He's our intern. He's in the backgrounds right now. I can see his head. He's shaking. He's typing right now, furiously typing. He's upset. He's a big Miles guy. I think that he's probably yep. Miles till I fucking die is what he just said. Yeah. So Max Johnson to me, I think, is the guy. But
what team are you on, John?
Yeah, you have a team.
I'm on Team Miles. I'm on Team Miles. I just love a guy that sticks around, pays his dues, and waits for his shot. I just love he embodies college football, in my opinion. Max is going to be our guy next year. He will be, no matter what. But Miles Brennan embodies college football, and all these guys getting in the transfer portal and leaving if they don't get a spot and all this bullshit, like what Jamar Chase pulled on us last year, that kind of shit. I just can't stand it. I can't stand that. There wasn't a thought in my head when I was at LSU. All right. I played my freshman year a little bit, but there wasn't a thought in my head that, hey, if I don't qualify for this tournament, I'm going somewhere else where I could play. I was like, no, I got to get better and earn my spot, and then next year I'll play, right? That's what college athletics is about. You're not there to quit if you don't start. Like, that's bullshit, in my opinion. I love that Miles Brennan is still there. I love that he learned from Joe Burrow. I love that he learned from Joe Brady. And I think that all of those things this year could really help him, even through this quarterback competition he's got this summer.
Yeah. All right. Question in the chat. Can Miles' dad make the badass shots that Max's dad can make? Have you seen Brad Johnson's trick shots on
friend of the podcast?
Friend of the podcast, yeah. He's getting all these badass what is it? Brad the Bull?
Big Bad Brad.
Big Bad Brad, that's right.
Big Bad Brad
on TikTok. He's blowing it up over there. So Brad Johnson,
he kills
Super Bowl
it,
champ.
No, Miles' dad can't do that, but he can make some mean barbecue shrimp.
Oh, or no, he can do Bananas Foster.
Or Bananas Foster.
That's
true,
right.
Sure.
Brennan family. Shout out.
Yeah, that's
All right,
brilliant.
we got a couple of all right, we're gonna run through a couple of segments with you, John. Okay. So first of all, this is a brand new segment. It's called the Moxie of the Week. So it's the guy who shows the most moxie, and we're big moxie guys, all right? So
Put that up on the screen. Nope.
Wrong one. Wrong one. This one right here.
Fucking interns.
God, these interns.
Jesus Christ.
There we go. I got it.
There we go.
All right. So, favorite pitcher, Brendan Beck insisted on wearing the black jerseys for Stanford at Texas Tech in 106-degree heat because it was going to be Texas Tech's funeral.
He
how
was
do you feel
right.
about that? That's right, bro. That
he
is
was right.
that is badass.
That is killer.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you see that, like, you're a West Texas guy. Like, when you see that, you're like, okay, this guy means business right here, right? Wearing black.
That's nails right there. I mean, you've got to love that. Like you've got to love a guy with that kind of arrogance that shows up and he's pitching that night. I mean, there's no way he was losing.
No,
they win 9-0 that night.
Oh,
I mean,
they smoked them.
Oh, yeah.
2 games in a row. All right, so the next one, since we're doing the Moxie of the Week, we're also doing the Foxy of the Week.
Ooh, foxy lady.
All right.
Foxy of the Week is
What do we
Paulina
got here?
Gretzky.
There we go. Have a day.
Have a day, Paulina. Have a day, Dustin.
Dustin
right?
Johnson is so hot.
have you yeah, Dustin Johnson's hot.
He is smoking. Thank you, Jim.
Have you met Paulina?
I have been around her a bunch. I obviously know DJ, but I have never met. She's one of those people, like when I was at a tournament or I was in player dining, which family is allowed in player dining. You know, she would be in there. If Dustin wasn't in there, she'd be alone at a table, but she would be like, her purse was in the chair next to her. Her like baby bag was in the other chair. Her like hats were everywhere. She was on a 6-person table and had all the chairs covered, you know, and she was on her phone. Like she obviously did not want to be messed with. So no, I never met her, but I saw her a ton. And yeah, she looks just like that.
Roger. All right. So tell us a story of, I think I've heard a story before. Maybe it was the Masters. You were leading the Masters. Is that correct? Or was it the U.S. Open? I think it was the Masters, correct?
Yeah, I was leading the Masters through one hole.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Credit to me.
Credit to you. Any stories that you have for like a Tiger Woods story or anything like that?
Oh, the first time I met Tiger Woods was in the 2012 U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually playing with David Toms on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
And we were in the second to last group. I had made a hole-in-one on 13 that day at Olympic Club. He was behind. Tiger and Jim Furyk were behind us. I made the ace on 13. You know, it was so loud. Everybody erupted, and Tiger had to back off his shot on the hole behind me because it was so damn loud. I finished the round in the U.S. Open, do my media obligations, which, you know, took 15, 20 minutes. And then by that time, Tiger was finished. I walked into the locker room and I had to piss so bad. I went into the locker room. No one's in there. I was like, thank God. I had, you know, finally I'm by myself and I'm sitting there and I'm pissing in the urinal. I'm like, oh, wow, this is nice. No one's around. I hear the door open. I'm like, shit, somebody's here. And I turn, it's, you know, and at the pisser next to me is Tiger Woods holding his dick right there.
Dick season.
Yeah, dick season. So, you know, he you know, I do a side eye. I do like one of those side eyes, and I look at him and I'm like, holy shit, that's actually him. I had never been, you know, within 20 feet of him, and he's like 2 feet from me. There's only 2 pissers in there. And I look over, and like it was one of those awkward deals where I look over at the same time he does. We make eye contact while we're holding our dick, and he goes, great shot on 13 today, and that was it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Some I could tell my grandkids. You know,
Did he wash his hands after? Do you know?
I don't know, but I wanted to shake his hand after that. And I didn't wash my hands. No way.
You didn't wash. Yeah. All right. So the next episode's coming out tomorrow. You're saying, right? For the people.
Yep, For the People will come out tomorrow. We usually drop them pretty early. Our guys in San Diego, our producers in San Diego. So he gets them out tonight, and then he'll drop it about 4 or 5 in the morning. So on your morning commute, whatever you're doing in the morning, if you got an hour, we'd love for you to tune in to For the People.
For sure. We'll send out the link for that too. And our producer is sitting right here. I'm actually pointing at him right here. So, and he's going to put later tonight.
Producer season.
The producer. All that. So, bro, we appreciate you. We'll have you back on again. Hey, so a couple of things. U.S. Open picks. We didn't even talk about the U.S. Open, for crying out loud. Torrey Pines. Have you played Torrey Pines?
What are we doing here, guys? Yeah, I've played Torrey Pines probably 15 times. Yep.
15. So what?
Has the grass been long when you were there as it is this week?
So it's a hard tournament. We play there every January on tour, and it's a very hard tournament in January. And I think it's obviously it's going to be even harder this week. I know they're playing number 6 as a par 4, and it's a hard par 5. So it's a 520-yard par 4 this week.
Okay.
I don't see there being any way anyone shoots under par. I know I saw a tweet from Aaron Fleener, he caddies for JT Poston, that all of the sprinklers that were turned on were only in the rough. So they were watering the rough and not the fairway.
So they're going to
yeah, it's going to be running hard, but that's good if you hit it right down the middle of the damn fairway. But if you're bouncing in the fairway, the damn thing is going to go in the rough, right?
Right.
So
right.
I don't see there being any way that someone breaks par. I think John Rahm is going to win. I think he's full of piss and vinegar after what happened to him at Memorial. I think that's total bullshit.
Pick.
But if he's 8-1, it's worth $100 on him this week.
Yeah. So all right, Devin, our degenerate intern in Austin, Texas, his picks for FanDuel were John Rahm, Tony Finau, Paul Casey, Zalatoris. Is it Casey Smith? Is that his name?
No,
Cameron
Smith.
Smith.
And then Cameron Champ. Those are his 6. I think he's picking some long hitters mostly. And then I like that Zalatoris. He's hot, right?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of bombers in there. I like that. And then, Zalatoris is nails. You can't bet against him any week. He's finished in the top 20 damn near every time he's teed it up.
Yeah. I agree with you with John Rahm. I mean, he's got to be so focused, laser focused on this one, right? Was there any talk of like, okay, he won after Thursday. After Saturday's round.
He's up 6, right?
He was up 6. They didn't even get to his shot total after Sunday for what he was at Saturday. I know you can't do that, but like he would have still won even without that.
Yeah. So what I thought they were going to do, I thought Jack Nicklaus was going to just barge in and be like, hey, this is my tournament. John Rahm was up by 1 million. He's going to win, right? That's what I thought that they were going to do. I thought Jack was going to cut it off at 54 holes, and that would have been it. But a PGA Tour, they needed their sponsorship money. They wanted to make their extra $10 million by showing Sunday, and that's what happened. So I don't know if they paid him a severance or anything. Like, I know the PGA Tour was paying guys when they got COVID, they were paying them $100,000. But obviously, $100,000, $1.8 million,
right?
Yeah, not even going to cover his flight home and then to the U.S. Open. So
I mean that's a potential Tony Vitalo first year salary right there he just lost $1.8 million.
Yeah. So I love him this week. I love John Rahm this week. I don't think there's any way he plays bad. He may not win, but I think he's a lock for a top 10.
Right. Okay.
I like that pick a lot.
Yeah. So what else? I mean, Torrey Pines is going to be super tough. Yeah. Obviously, every U.S. Open is.
If you hit the fairway, you're going to.
Nobody under par is your pick, right?
No way.
Okay.
No way.
Wow.
I got to adjust
take it to the bank, dude. It's going to be if you've ever putted on Poana greens out there in California, it's a grass that no one ever putts on. It only grows by the ocean. And after, noon or so, they get bumpy and people walked on them all day and they grow. The strand of grass grows straight up. And instead of like Bermuda, which grows over, which was what we're used to here in the South and most people, but out there, it grows straight up and it kind of has a clover ending to it. So it's very, if it's not mowed, it's going to be bumpy. And so after about noon, all those afternoon tee times every day, your 3-footers are going to be bouncing around. Your 5-footers are going to be bouncing around. It's going to be impossible to make short putts. I don't think and it's 8,000 yards. I mean, it's on sea level. I don't see it's like it'd be like playing U Club in Baton Rouge with cheese grater greens. That's about what it'd be like.
Speaking of U Club, all right. So we have plans, and I haven't really discussed this with the entire team yet, but possible golf tournament, One Team One Podcast golf tournament at the U Club, November 1st-ish. So I'm gonna call Frank Gumpert out there and see if we can get it all hooked up. I'm gonna call you as a reference and see if you can get the price knocked down for me. Obviously,
it might get it raised out there. You bring money.
So we'll invite you guys out there whenever we do that, and we have a whole charity that we're looking at for it and everything. So I'll contact that for sure. We appreciate it, John. Tell JJ we said hello, and best of luck to TCU football this year. Tell them that.
I will. They need it. Those poor guys. A little private school here in Fort Worth. They
all right, bro. We appreciate it. We're gonna put out that breaking news that For the People podcast posted out just a second ago. So, all right, man. We will talk to you guys soon, and maybe we can do a guest appearance over there one day. So
let's do it. Hey, we're happy to do a collab. Go Tigers!
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks, John. All right, John Peterson joined us. Guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, if you don't mind, and we'll be right back.
Ether Insurance is dedicated to helping the businesses and people of Baton Rouge secure affordable insurance tailored to their needs. With our curated network of insurance carriers, we provide the best solutions for home, auto, life, and business coverage. Ether Insurance, powering and protecting your world.
2020 took a toll on all of us. If you're going through a divorce or custody issue, let Dejan Law Office be by your side in 2021.
Dejan Law Office, fighting for what you deserve. 344-ANDY.
Brandon Lejean here, courtesy Buick GMC.
Call Brandon Lejean at 337-224-1867.
Come see us today, courtesy Buick GMC.
Hey guys, all right. So another big shout out. We want to give you a couple other sponsors of ours. Bocock Brothers Cigars. They have another shipment coming to us, possibly tomorrow or the next day. We still have the Connecticut cigars. We have like a half a box left, but we also have the habaneros that they sent us. It's the purple and gold box. We ran out of those for vacation. William smoked about 20 of those himself. I don't know what he laced them with, if he laced them with anything. But the ones you see on the screen right now are their Connecticut blends. They're great with coffee. I smoke them in the afternoons, like driving around for like sales appointments, things like that. But they're going to send us some Maduros, which are going to be the darker, stronger cigars. They're going to send us some of those as well, along with some cutters and some ashtrays and stuff. So we got a whole bunch more stuff coming to us. I'm going to post that whenever they bring it to us. We appreciate all of their support. LSU guys, they live in Houston. We want to give them a lot of support. And they've given Fred's a Fred's box. They have a Fred's specialty cigar box that they've given Fred. So they're partners with Fred's. We want to partner with those guys. They're great guys. Mr. Funds Travel. So give our guy Jason Ramazan a call at Mr. Funds Travel. He's setting up trips for UCLA right now. They're all inclusive. They can pick the hotel. They come with the ticket to the game, all that. So give Jason a call. And last but not least, we just had John Peterson on. Bogie's in Baton Rouge. Bogie's a staple in Baton Rouge. I posted that today. I was sitting in traffic and I had my Bogie's. I still have my Bogie's cup right over here. I had my Bogie's cup and I was like, oh, 2 staples in Baton Rouge, traffic and Bogie's, which is exactly correct. John Peterson can attest that he spent a lot of time in Bogie's.
Took me 2.5 hours to get to Lafayette on Sunday.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was an absolute parking lot on I-10.
Well, all right. So, yeah, traffic has been brutal, bro. And along with the heat, I mean, it's been so fucking hot.
Holy Christ.
This is as hot as it's going to get.
Me and William and Pawpaw went and played on.
Y'all played together? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch out. He'll have a heart attack.
No, I told him after 9 we're going to see how he's feeling, and he was feeling fine because it was overcast and it wasn't nearly as hot as it was supposed to be. And then, like 17 and 18, he was looking pretty rough. And I was like, let's just finish this out.
And I saw his text.
I swear to God, if you make any sort of noise, we're quitting.
I would have already had him in a golf cart if I was probably with him. But speaking of Dad, he gave me something this weekend. And it's a new segment that we're going to call. And it's usually going to be me probably doing the segment because I'm an old man.
Critique it.
It's the old man take of the week.
Get off my lawn. Did you hear me? I said get off my lawn now. Get off my lawn.
It's the old man take of the week.
The old man take of the week. Talked to Dad this weekend. He was watching the Super Regionals, and he was like, "Oh man, I can't stand Notre Dame's batting helmets. I hate them."
What is this voice you're doing? It sounds like Skip. It sounds like Skip.
Oof. These batting helmets.
I was actually watching the game when he said that, and I was like, "Oh, these helmets are cool."
I thought they looked cool too.
Of course, I immediately get a text from Pawpaw saying,
"Oh, these are terrible."
No, you agreed with him.
No, I did not.
You said you did, at least. Maybe
no, I thought they were fine. I said, what do you expect? They're called the Golden Domers.
That's what you said.
What do you expect them to do?
Okay.
So I don't mind these at all.
Those helmets are awesome.
I thought they were good.
That's great. They're beautiful.
They used to do football. They used to do a gold helmet that was like a dull gold.
Matte?
Yeah, and it wasn't like it is now. Now it's like a gold. And I think now it's better than it used to be. But I don't mind this at all. If they're the Golden Domers, why wouldn't they do that?
Right. Exactly.
So it's the old man take of the week. It's completely over the rails. Yeah. Nothing can be the same. John Peterson had an old man take of the week. He was talking about it, and I almost called him out on it.
Is Miles Brennan take?
Yeah, these guys got to stay around, and they got to stay here for a few years, and all that. That's an old take.
Here's something about that. I'm on Team Max because I think Max is better.
Yes,
and I think he has more potential because he's younger. I want Miles Brennan to do very well, and I would, I'm cheering for him to win the job this year. But I'm on Team Max just because I think it's better for LSU if he wins the job.
All right, so Ryan Dunn has got some questions in the chat. Are y'all related? Yes, I am Jack's uncle.
You are?
Yes, that's correct. I'm your uncle.
You're my uncle?
Your fun uncle, right?
And nobody ever rebels against their fun uncle.
What's our connection to Bogie's? They're a sponsor. Yep. Clayton is a sponsor of ours, so that's our connection to Bogie's. We've actually done a podcast there before, so we'll need to go back out there, do another show.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, and we'll connect with Jared Foster out there.
Sure.
Too. But I want to switch gears to football maybe for the next episode here and start going towards a football schedule here because we're going to be ramping up. I mean, we have 79 days until the UCLA game.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with football is that we can talk football easily for 2 hours straight.
For sure.
Yeah.
Easily. I saw a couple of preseason. I think it was a running back list that came out. LSU wasn't in the top 5 running backs
in the SEC.
Coming out.
We wouldn't be.
We won't be, but we will be at the end of the season.
You think so?
There's a few of these lists that at the end of the season.
Are you saying like our running back room or like any individual running back?
No, running back room.
Oh, how are we not included in that?
Because we don't have the production. Like
Sure.
if you're just looking at production and you're looking at TDP and you're looking at Emory.
Yeah, all those rankings look at stats anyway. So
you're
they're not going to rank high on that.
Yeah, you're not seeing the production, and you're looking at A&M, Alabama, which always pumps out running backs.
Alabama's just in there because they're Alabama. I don't even know who the running back room is.
I mean,
I guess they have Trey Sanders.
If
he can stay healthy.
Is it Robinson?
No, that's the Texas guy. Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson. He's been like a third stringer for a few years now.
I think people are just assuming he's really good.
A&M's got Spiller.
A&M, right?
Auburn's got Tank Bixby.
I hear people say that South Carolina has a good running back room.
Yes, they have a good running back, starting running back. I forgot his name. Harris.
Is it Keon Harris? I want to say Keon Harris.
Not
actually.
Keon, I don't think. But Harris, I think, is his last name. But he
ran all over LSU like everybody else.
He
did.
might be the the best running back in the SEC. Maybe Tank Bixby and him, one of them. Or Isaiah Spiller. Isaiah Spiller is pretty good.
Yeah, but I think Isaiah Spiller just benefited from a really good O-line, you know?
Who's got the better show, AFR or AYS? None compared to OTOP.
Appreciate that, Ryan.
Wow.
No comment.
Who's better? Yeah, no comment.
No comment.
AFR or AYS? None comment from moi.
No comment.
Nope. Let's see. What else we got?
Try to provoke us, Ryan.
Yeah, try. Yeah, you can't do it.
You're not going to do it.
You're not going to be able to.
Get out of here. Actually, stay. Please stay.
So another thing that popped up today was best wide receiver duos.
Oh, in the last 10 years or something?
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah. It was Chase, Jefferson, and then there was Judy, Ruggs.
I know there was the West Virginia guys, Tavon Austin.
By the way, that should be Judy Smith, by the way, not Judy
Ruggs. Right.
Those are the best two. You could actually argue
Tavon Austin and I forgot the other guy's name.
Kevin White or something?
No.
One of the white guys? Not white guys, but his last name was
White.
White.
Definitely wasn't a white guy.
That wouldn't make a wide receiver
Cole
list.
was like, yikes. Yeah. Cole's like, let me get any more Mr. Gaddy's left.
Backtrack.
Yeah. No, I thought it was another guy. The guy who plays for the Giants now. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. And then I don't know who the other one was.
Well, I think the controversy with LSU fans was
it's just LSU versus Alabama, really.
Yeah, but was it Jefferson Chase
or Jarvis Odell?
Yeah, Jarvis and Odell.
It's not close. It's just not close.
Well, all right. So our guy Preston, had a comment about this. And he said, well, if you took Jarvis and this is a complete hypothetical, which I love. If you take Jarvis and Odell and you put them in the 2019 offense, what would it look like? Would it be better than Jefferson and Chase?
I don't know.
Dude, you don't know?
I don't know.
That's
tough.
Fucking tough one.
It's a good hypothetical.
It is
right?
a good hypothetical.
I mean, okay. Here's where I'll go. Chase and Jefferson both have better hands than Odell, right? Do we all agree on that?
In college, yeah.
No, just altogether.
It's close.
Odell still drops a lot of balls in the NFL. I know he makes crazy catches, but he drops a lot of balls still.
Okay.
He has the most drops of any of those four, right? He might be the best natural talent of any of those four.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's so. But he also makes the most mistakes. Chase is just the most solid of any of them. I'd say Chase is the best of those four.
Jarvis is very solid too.
Jarvis is very solid, but he's almost an afterthought.
Well, he was I shouldn't say that. I thought he was a better college player than he is a pro player. I think he's a great pro player.
Right, here's the thing: they're all four of these guys are insane. But
somebody like Odell didn't really blossom to me until he got to the pros because of the passing game and all that. But I thought Jarvis Landry felt like a better player when he was in college than he did.
Although
in pros.
I was surprised when he had success in the NFL, honestly.
Jarvis Landry?
Yeah, because I just didn't think he was athletic enough.
Jefferson's off to the best start out of any of them.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Jefferson
right.
just had the
Right.
best rookie wide receiver season ever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then we're about to see what Chase is going to do with Joe Burrow.
it's going to be really good.
It's going to be good.
Spoiler alert.
Have y'all gotten a
It's gonna
Bengals
be
jersey yet?
sick.
No, I'm
not
not
yet.
going to. But
I don't buy football jerseys, really. And the one time I got a football jersey, it got messed up a little bit
why are you looking at me?
because you got me a football jersey, which I can no longer wear.
The jersey didn't get messed up.
Oh, were we talking about the Darius Geis jersey?
Andy and Cole bought me a Darius Geis jersey, and now that's my only fucking jersey that I have.
The only
it's like-
jersey that Jack's got
Well, I
is a
can't fucking
Darius
wear-
Geis
Can't wear
jersey.
this. Maybe I rip off the Geis and I put like
Hey,
a.
I followed that up with a legendary jersey, which was the Kingfish.
Oh, facts. My Kingfish jersey is a great jersey. That is a great jersey. I wore it in the video. Y'all should go watch.
To Fred's, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
the Radius,
so
by the way, shout out to the Radius.
the Radius podcast, bro.
That's who
Like,
sparked the pizza debate earlier.
yeah.
I've
So
been coming. That's why we got Gaddy's in the room.
So where did y'all go today?
They went to Gaddy's.
Only Gaddy's.
Yeah. That was post.
No. So like, okay, we all like gave our top 5 on
Right.
the episode today,
Right.
and then they got really hungry and decided let's get pizza right now.
I hadn't eaten like all day, and then we
And-
started talking about pizzas for about an hour.
For some
so
reason,
I
we
was
listed
starving.
we listed
And
some.
so you were like,
we listed
Mr.
some,
Gaddy's.
Yeah, we listed some 10 great pizza places, and they decided let's go to Gaddy's.
I'm
That was
sure
a
we
really
could
good
make
Gaddy's
it.
is my number 2, based off nostalgia reasons, not just taste.
Let me teach you guys how to do this for real. All right. Go to the place and say, hey, I'm doing a pizza review and we're with a podcast and they're going to give you a free fucking pizza.
They're not going to give us a free pizza yet. You know, we're not as big.
No,
time
if you
as
sell
One
it
Team,
like
One
Matt just did to
Podcast.
us, I want to give him a free pizza right
Exactly. It's pizza.
You don't have
It's
any pizza to
dough.
give 'em.
now. I don't. But
It's dough with sauce. Like it's cheap.
Yeah,
Like
Everybody at Gaddy's, though, that was working there looked like they were about 15 years old.
that's
not
correct.
you're not going to Mr. Gaddy's.
Except the manager.
You're going to go to like a good
The
place.
manager's like 80.
I'm probably never going to eat Gaddy's pizza.
And you're going to come in with your camcorder, William.
Yeah.
Go in here with a camcorder, look all official, get your microphone, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, what's your guys? Yeah, I think I've heard of y'all. Like, no, you've never heard of us.
Well, we're part of
Don't say that.
podcast. I know you've probably heard of them.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You get to drop it. That's fine. Whatever you need to do. Yeah, we'll get you set up on a YouTube. Y'all got to go
We're
out
gonna
there.
get some. We're gonna get some videos going.
I mean, I had to do 32 old fashioned reviews.
Yeah.
32.
Which you thoroughly enjoyed.
I did, but it was my wife's idea, and then by the end of it, she was like, "What? Where are you?" I'm like, I'm doing another review. I have to knock these out.
You should have been like, I don't know where I'm at right now.
No, there's no way I can do that. No, you'll see one day. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's been a good night. We had John Peterson on. We're gonna post that breaking news. We need to post that too. So on the Twitter
Jude hasn't been
account.
posted yet.
No, but
What
it's
are you
on
doing?
Twitter. He didn't have the Twitter.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
He can post it for Michael Scott.
Yeah, LSU Michael Scott will do it. Yeah, go and all right. So go follow us on One Team Media on Twitter as well, and check out our YouTube page. It's One Team One Podcast on YouTube. We have The Function. We have Bogies and Bourbon. We have Stadium Drive. It just came back.
Oh yeah, they just relaunched.
Yeah, those guys are going. They're going
So
strong.
are they? They're
out of Georgia.
All SEC, or what do they do?
So they're out of Georgia. It's close to the Georgia-Florida line area.
Yeah.
So they're sponsored by a beer company out there too. Georgia Beer Company is what it's called. I talked to those guys
Creative
the other day.
name, too.
Oh, yeah, very. Yeah, I wonder where they got that name. I
I mean,
don't know.
those people out in Georgia, very creative.
Yeah, right. But they're super funny guys. So you guys check them out. They're a good follow on Twitter as well. They'll have some breaking news every now and then with some Georgia and Florida State ties.
Sure.
They have a few of those.
I've seen that a couple times.
So they have a lot of connections out there. So check those guys out. They have a good time with it. They don't. I don't want to be associated with anybody that's taking things way too seriously. And that's kind of what we're doing. Heated Agreement's coming back here soon, so I'm going to get with him. And then Crimea River podcast out in Lutcher, doing big things.
Lutcher boys.
Yeah. The river. over at the River Parishes. Those guys are funny, man. They do snowball reviews out there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've seen that.
Those guys are funny, bro.
That is good stuff.
Fireworks reviews.
They do
that.
fireworks reviews.
Fireworks reviews. They went out to the local fireworks places and did reviews. So they're funny too, bro. So go check it out on One Team, One Podcast YouTube account. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Go oneteamonepodcast.com. I'm going to have some new gear. I'm going to try to get some more stuff out this coming week.
Yeah.
We had the Bitch I'm From Louisiana hats that I just posted again on social media the other day, but then we did our Fred's giveaway for our t-shirts. So if you guys missed that out, we may be able to post some stuff online for that design too. So we appreciate everybody again joining us tonight. Radius Podcast guys are here tonight. We're going to eat some Mr. Gaddy's pizza. It's going to taste like cardboard, but we're going to do it anyway.
Yep. It was bad, y'all.
All right.
It was bad.
One Team, One Podcast.
Logan out.